All right, guys, as you can see on your screen right now, there's the price of Bitcoin. This will be the exciting part. We're going to start off with, then we're going to go into more boring stuff. So bear with me for a second. But I want to show you here this, not because I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin, not because I'm going to be telling you the new Dogecoin to buy or whatever. This is not what this channel is about. However, it will serve as like the perfect example to show what I actually want to talk about today, the more boring part, but nonetheless, it's very exciting right now. Bitcoin, I'm personally invested, not on Bitcoin, but on other altcoins. But once again, that's not what the purpose of this video is about. Because I want to start off just by showing you here the price, which is 39,063 cents, give or take. You know, it's gonna, as you see, it's very volatile. So this will maybe change throughout the video as it, you know, yeah, you see it just changed, and it will likely change when you're seeing this. It will not be at this price anymore. But I want to take Bitcoin, take crypto, and use it to talk about patience and talk about being patient in general, not just when we're talking about financially, but we're talking about pretty much every other pursuit we want to pursue in life, whether that's, you know, getting better fitness, getting a better job, in this case, financially, better relationships as well. And I want to use it to show the importance of being patient, and actually sticking with something for the long term, through the ups, through the downs, so that we can actually see the results we want at the end. And I want to take this because, and I want to show you here, you've likely seen this video floating around, but it's just very funny to look at now, and it's this video right here, which the video says Bitcoin update, just buy $1 worth of Bitcoin, please. And as you can see the date here, it's May 9, the 9th of May of 2013. And essentially just this guy, you know, there's even the timestamps here, him explaining why this is important, and then so here he says,
and you know, a lot of you are skeptical. A lot of you don't believe in the Bitcoin system, and that's fine. You can stay on the sidelines, but if you really, really want to become wealthy in the future, I would suggest you take $1, buy some Bitcoins, put it in a goddamn wallet, put it fucking away. Okay, I'm sorry for swearing, but you know what? It's just $1. Get some Bitcoins. Put it away. Goes to nothing. Who cares? Right? You only spent $1. Right? You'll get a million Satoshis for $1. Right? And the way I see it, that will be worth $1 million adjusted for inflation once Bitcoin gets to where it's going to be. So it's up to you. You know what? I know you're not going to listen to that advice, most of you.
And most of us didn't listen to this advice. I was very young when, 2013. However, I do remember, being on some Counter-Strike source at the time to buy some mods, and they say you could use Bitcoin. And I remember even almost buying. Now, he's saying it would be worth like, you'd get 1 million Bitcoin, but regardless, if we go here back to the price of 2013, it was just its conception. So it says here the price was $122 per Bitcoin. However, it may be, and as he was saying, it would be much, you get much more. Regardless, let's assume it was $100 here. And I even have here open to, let's just do some calculations. So let's assume, right now the price is at, let's do 39,000. So 39,000 is what percent of 100? Just to see, I mean, it's very basic math, but it would be 39,000% that you would have gained if you'd invest and stuck with it. Now, obviously, if we look at this chart, it would be very hard to stick with it unless you truly believe, as this guy let me get the name right, Da Vinci's 15, I don't know his name, does it say? I don't think so, but here's the channel. unless you believe in the actual technology behind it and what it could bring in the future, as we see now, as it's getting more and more mainstream, unless you believed in that power, you would not have stuck with it, because you would have bought, let's say you bought at 100, and then in July it's at 600. 6 times your investment. Most people would get out there. But once again, if you didn't believe in this case Bitcoin, this pursuit, you'd have never stuck with it till much to here. You wouldn't have went through these dips. You wouldn't have went there, that's for sure. And you would have never made these immense returns on it, because you would have quit too early. You'd have seen some gains and you'd have get out there, and that would be it. And this is true in Bitcoin, but quite often it is true as well in other pursuits we have. At least talking from personal experience, where, let's just say fitness as an example, where in the past I would be very inconsistent, because I would start going to the gym, eating better, doing all the things required to get into better shape. And as soon as I would start seeing some results, maybe I look in the mirror, I look better, I feel a bit better, then I would, not immediately quit, but I would, relax a bit more. I would kind of, let go of the gas. I would get to a point where I wasn't doing any of those things anymore. I wasn't, while initially I started being very consistent, as soon as that motivation wore off, as soon as I got some gain, some percentage increase there, then I would have quit. And this is why, not only it's so important patience, and I want to touch on that point, because we can see very clearly here when we look at this graph, not only is it very important patience, but it is very important, even maybe more important, because this is what leads to it, to believe in the pursuit, and in what you're doing. Because without believing, you're never going to be patient about anything. And the only way to believe in this is to really, do your research, understand the importance of whatever it is. If we're talking about, your fitness, your health, your maybe your job, something that's more, it's just not money, it's something that you're doing, it is much easier to put that into context. Now, however, it's like crazy when you look at this graph and it's, it's like, oh, I wish I would have bought there. But once again, you would have never stuck with it long enough. And this is true for this, as it is true for many other things. Like, so many people will tell you, oh, I had the idea for this, let's say Uber, before they invented it. But then again, you didn't believe in it enough to actually go through with it. And that's just really to get to that point. And I want to finish here by sharing with you the quote that kind of inspired this, or that really plays into it, because I always try to mix here things that are more actual, like Bitcoin, like cryptos, other news that are going around, with more ancient advice that I really enjoy, particularly Stoicism, but not only, but from these people that died thousands and thousands of years ago. And today the quote that I bring is by Aristotle, and it goes, "Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet." And I think that really just encapsulates everything I'm trying to talk about here. And it's always super interesting to me how, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in 8 words, Aristotle was able to pretty much capture what I've been talking about here for 10, 15 minutes. And I just want to leave you with that quote, because as far as I see it, it really describes the process incredibly, and finishing off here with Bitcoin, patience would be really better, because you'd see the ups and then the downs and then up again and then down again. But then let's say you exit there, the fruit was very sweet. The fruit for your labor, for your patience, was incredibly sweet. But the way to get there was, well, not so much. Thank you for watching.